I didn't feel like God was on my side. So I walked away. I walked away from ministry. I walked away from the church. I walked away from Him. I went from carrying a Bible, wearing long skirts, to having an amaretto or vodka on my hand. God has been so good to me. When I think about His blessings and the favor and everything that He has given me, I get so overwhelmed, but He's just been so good to me. My name is Hazel, and here's my story. I gave my life when I was 17 years old and went to Bible college. I served the Lord in ministry. After a while, it started getting redundant. My encounters with God were very limited or far in between. It felt as it was repetition over and over again. Go to church, read the Bible, come home. It felt like going to Mass when I was a Catholic. I didn't want religion. I wanted a tangible God. I wanted to experience God every day of my life, in everything that I did, in every area of my life. So I got frustrated and I walked away. I walked away from ministry. I walked away from the church. I walked away from Him. I was angry. So angry, so resentful. The day that I did that, though, my life just turned upside down. I went from carrying a Bible, wearing long skirts, to having an amaretto or vodka on my hand. My Friday nights were no longer Bible study. My Friday nights were, what club am I going to go to? Sundays was recovering from a hangover. Waking up to God knows who beside me. There are days where parties would go on for 3 days in a row and a 4-day recovery. I let people use me and abuse me and do whatever they wanted with me. Because I was longing for that love. I was longing to belong. I was longing. There was a void in my heart. You know, every so often, Pastor Christine or Pastor Asif would call in and say, how you doing? You should come to church. I eventually ended up listening and visited KICC. It was an Easter Sunday. And when I first walked in, I felt weird as it is, because I hadn't been to church in a while, with all of that shame in the back of my head and all that hurt in the back of my head. I went to sit in the back to avoid everything and everyone. As soon as the worship started, you could feel the presence. You can feel His presence. It was as if it was hovering over me. It was like a small wind just over my head. As the word started to be preached, I remember that message was on Resurrection Sunday. And while the word was being preached, I felt fire from the bottom of my feet and into my knees. And I started to feel weak. I can't remember whether it was in the middle of the message or whether it was at altar call or in between. But I felt His presence like I have never felt it before. And it was Him. It was Him. No questions asked, no judgment. Didn't ask me how many times I drank, how many times I carelessly gave my body away. Didn't ask me how many bad decisions I made. He just wanted to be with me. And I encountered my Father that day. I felt his embrace. I felt his love. I felt him. It was just my Father and me. That's a love and a presence that I will never forget. And it is his love that I fell in love with. And I asked myself that day, is it like this every Sunday? Let me tell you, folks, it's like this every Sunday. His goodness, his blessings, his favor, I didn't deserve. I didn't deserve the welcome that I got from him. I didn't deserve his embrace. I didn't deserve anything, but it was him, and he gave it to me without asking for nothing. That's what the goodness of God is all about.